Hi there, friends. Great to see you on our stream tonight, either on Facebook, our website, our app, and maybe your smart device, your TV. We're here where you need us. I'm Alert Meteorologist Keith Gibson, and I hope you have had a great weekend. We had a little bit of snow in some spots this morning. We have another chance for a little bit of snow heading into the work week. So let's start our discussion. First, let's talk about where we ended up today. Great to see you here on our Sunday evening. I'm going to keep this short and sweet tonight, but we do have a couple of things to talk about. More rain and more snow and more wind for the middle of the week. But as advertised, we got into some sunshine this afternoon. We topped out around 40 degrees, plus or minus here, right on the dot in Green Bay. The average high is 40 degrees today. And if you do have any questions or comments, log into your Facebook stream and shoot me a message here or comment, and I'll try to respond to any of your questions or concerns. Now, going into Monday, St. Patrick's Day tomorrow, the luck of the Irish with us. We will be a little bit above the average here. Our average high goes up to 41 in Green Bay. I'm forecasting 49 in Green Bay, but 53 in Appleton. You get west of the Fox Cities, likely more in the way of low to mid 50s, upper 40s across the North Woods here, and over near the lakeshore, much cooler once again, likely some low to mid 40s, and we'll have a bit of a southeast wind tomorrow off the lake, so that is why we're going to be a little bit cooler here and a little bit warmer inland. There could be some clouds up north too that could keep that sun from heating things up a little bit more so in the north, but we'll see. Your winds have finally died down tonight, and they will be reasonably light tomorrow morning, but notice how they will become gusty by midday and into tomorrow afternoon. Some of these wind gusts from the south and southeast could be 30, 35 miles per hour. And just keep in mind, fire danger has been elevated today. Thankfully, temperatures were on the cooler side, but tomorrow we will be a little bit warmer. The fire danger today listed by the Wisconsin DNR was high. That is all of northeastern Wisconsin, all of our area. And this is likely going to be the same case tomorrow, and we will have some stronger wind. And so just be mindful of our fire weather conditions tomorrow. We will have some beneficial moisture again for the middle of the week. But this is your regional forecast for tomorrow. We have a couple of things that will be zipping through the region. Most likely, an area of precipitation, some rain, some snow will likely stay to our north, maybe the UP, Minnesota, southern Canada. We will start to warm things up a little bit locally, as we just mentioned, but if you're traveling towards Minneapolis, around 60, down into Iowa, 75 degrees in Des Moines tomorrow. But it will be breezy across the entire region here, a little bit cooler up to the north, much, much warmer down to the south. But things will be a little bit more active as we get into Wednesday. Now, Tuesday, we will be a little bit warmer compared to tomorrow, but still cooler along the lakeshore. Some 40s, most likely up through Door County, Washington Island, you could be a little bit cooler, but because you're surrounded by very cold water. But as a whole, inland will be warmer, 50s to low 60s, especially west of the Fox Valley on our Tuesday. So mild on Monday and Tuesday. It's not going to be as breezy Tuesday as compared to tomorrow, but let's just say we don't have any major concerns for the next 2 days in the big picture. This past weekend, a monster area of low pressure has moved on through the country. It's still across the East Coast right now. Big time problems, obviously, with this storm across the country. Wind, flooding, tornadoes, destruction. Unfortunately, some fatalities, numerous fatalities, dozens of fatalities here over the last couple of days. These are all of the storm reports over the last 60 hours, really the last 2.5 days. Quite phenomenal. A lot of wind, and that wind got up here in Wisconsin and the dust yesterday with that poor air quality. But down to our south, flooding and wind damage, tornadoes, just absolutely wild stuff with this big spring storm. Now, we have another weather maker coming our way. It's not going to be as powerful as that one, thankfully. But for us, we will be impacted a little bit more so in terms of winter weather. We were in the warmer side of that system that just moved through for the most part, save for that light snow we had this morning from the valley to the lakeshore. But by and large, we dodged the significant snow. This system is swirling out in the Pacific. You can see the swirl here just west of Oregon and California. But this energy is coming our way for the middle of the week. No big changes here. Wednesday night, still branded as a first alert weather day as a spring storm comes our way. Now, We will get into some critical details here because I think for the most part, we will start out as rain on Wednesday morning. We may not have too many issues initially, but as we go through time Wednesday afternoon and evening, we'll start to have more in the way of wet snow develop from northwest to southeast. And at some point by Wednesday evening, I think every location in northeastern Wisconsin will have some snow flying, and it's going to be wet snow. Whether or not you will have any significant impacts, that's going to be determined by the temperature and how quickly the rain switches over to some snow. But we are definitely going to have some moisture with the system coming on in. The forecast guidance today that came on in still suggesting anywhere from a ½ inch to maybe over an inch of precipitation area-wide here. So this is going to be another wet system. This would be really Wednesday and Wednesday night, and it's going to be probably most problematic for most of us here in terms of wind and wet snow and some accumulation Wednesday afternoon, late into Wednesday evening. That is as of today. Now, changes are still expected as we get a little bit closer here, but you know, I've been looking at our forecast guidance for like the last 7, 8, 9 days, and it's been hinting at the same general thing for the last week and a half, a system of some sort coming through the middle of this week, and it remains on track. So we look for forecast consistency, model consistency from run to run, and things still are on track. Now, who's going to get what in terms of significant snowfall? It looks like the highest totals will likely be northwest of the Fox Valley. If you have interest here in the North Woods, if you live up here, we may get socked with 6 inches of wet snow or more, but we will have dramatically less amounts of sizable snow accumulation the farther southeast across our area. We will likely still have some in the Fox Valley, the Lakeshore, Door County, but here it's going to remain rain a little bit longer versus areas back to the northwest here. So this is the general breakdown on who's going to see the heaviest amounts. Now let's talk about some actual forecast numbers here. And this was the latest run from the European forecast model. This is a global model. And, you know, so it takes everything into perspective. This is the operational run here. Various other aspects of this model, you know, a little bit different than this, but this is the forecast run this afternoon, spitting out higher end totals north and west, Wausau, Anago, up towards Iron Mountain, and Rhinelander. This is where there could be that higher end amount. Some spots may get 4, 5, 6+ inches, and down to the southeast where it's likely going to be rain a little bit longer. That would really cut down on the snow amounts here in the valley and the lakeshore here. So the dividing line is going to be somewhere out here northwest of the Fox Valley, and you know, depending on how fast it can cool down with this rain coming on in, you may have higher amounts of snow or lower amounts than what we are being depicted here. But this is just one solution. So let me show you the American GFS model. It's a little bit more aggressive as a whole, but it's similar in respect in terms of the higher end totals back to the northwest from Wausau to Iron Mountain, and a handful of inches possible from that area northwest through the valley and the lakeshore. And this would be Wednesday through Wednesday night. So initially this is going to be primarily rain to start, and then we will be switching over to some wet snow going into the afternoon and evening hours from northwest to southeast. So if your morning commute on Wednesday takes you north and west of Green Bay out towards Wausau, Rhinelander, in that area, you will run into snow faster. But if you are just commuting around the Fox Valley, it's going to take some time, we think, before that rain switches over to snow. So many of us probably won't have anything but cold rain on Wednesday morning. But by the end of the day, things will be a little bit more problematic as far as wet snow and gusty wind developing around here. All right, Nancy chiming in on Facebook chat. Hi, Keith. Listening from Shauna, what does it look like? Well, I'm trying to give you a breakdown here. You are northwest of the Fox Valley, so you would likely be in that zone of higher snow potential. And time will tell how much we can actually squeeze out here. So I would say the higher end totals likely to your northwest, but you know, it's all going to be based on the temperature and how fast that rain can switch over to snow. It's Sunday night, just really can't pinpoint exactly how fast that is going to happen on Wednesday. It will at some point, It's just going to be a function of time. So we'll just have to get a little bit closer, and we may actually just have to nowcast it during the actual event on Wednesday morning and just see. We'll be teetering around that freezing point at some point on Wednesday morning into the afternoon and get that rain switching over the snow. So moisture, rain, snow, and we're also going to have wind. And these are our forecast wind gusts going into our Wednesday afternoon. I'm going to pause this about 5 o'clock on Wednesday afternoon. Keep in mind, this is when that rain-snow line could be advancing down towards the valley. There's likely going to be wet snow back to the northwest, and some of these wind gusts here with the rain and or snow flying will be somewhere in the 30, 40-plus mile per hour range here. And that's just not a good combination if we're going to have slushy snow accumulation, and we're already going to have some potential travel issues if that does happen to stick on some of our highways out there. And then we could have some lower visibility with some blowing snow because the winds will be on the gusty side here. So sun angle is much higher now. We will still be looking at some solar radiation coming on in, even with the cloud cover, and the fact that we will be above freezing for a good chunk of the day on Wednesday through the valley and the lakeshore. That will kind of keep the snow from falling until later on in the day, we think. But some wind, some rain, some snow on Wednesday night. I think the moisture gets out of here Wednesday night. It's still going to be a little bit breezy early Thursday, but there could be some commute issues Wednesday evening and some residual slippery spots Thursday morning as the system comes on through. But as a whole, we are looking at above average temperatures for the next week and a half here. So we just have to deal with a little bit of a winter weather speed bump Wednesday and a Wednesday night. Now, this is our jet stream pattern, the storm track for the next 10 days here through the middle of next week. So about 10 days here through the 26th. And we're going to have a little active pattern. Little disturbances from time to time will come on in with the storm track. It doesn't look like any one of these will be super powerful like the system that just moved through the lower 48 this past weekend. But as we just mentioned, the one coming through Wednesday is going to have a little bit more oomph to it. And the ones that will be following it could also produce some rain and some snow from time to time here. So it's just going to be a little bit unsettled here, probably for the rest of March. It doesn't mean like every day is going to be a disaster here. We'll have some breaks. Some days will be a little bit brighter, but some days we'll have some clouds, obviously, and some rain and some snow chances here and some breezes. So that's the big picture here tonight. That's what's coming our way. In the near term, we have clear skies now. There is a little bit of cloud cover that will start to come on back later on tonight, and I think we'll have some clouds and some sun in the region tomorrow. We're calling it variably cloudy. At times it could be mostly cloudy. Sometimes you could have more sun than clouds, and there's still an outside chance that there may be a few sprinkles, a light shower, maybe a few flakes here across the north later tonight and tomorrow. But by and large, I don't really think we're going to have a lot of significant moisture either tomorrow or Tuesday. It's going to have to wait until Wednesday. So that's our Monday right there. Let's advance into your Tuesday. We'll start to have more of a east to northeast wind here on Tuesday, and that is going to that may cool things down a little bit. We're going to have to just wait and see how much of a cool down we may end up getting here on Tuesday. We are forecasting some relatively balmy conditions, but if we get more of an east to northeast flow here going that's a little bit stronger, that could cut some of those highs back just a little bit on Tuesday. But by and large, Tuesday should be okay too. We don't really expect a lot of rain or any snow or anything like that here. So the next 2 days should be pretty quiet. Going into Wednesday morning, though, this is when that moisture is going to start to blossom. So I think Wednesday morning for the commute, we'll have some showers around and cloudy skies. Any snow is likely going to be to our northwest Wednesday morning, back into northwestern parts of the state in Minnesota. So this is another look at that European model, the bigger picture. Some of our zoomed-in northeastern Wisconsin views, those high-resolution models are just beyond the point where we can capture this system coming on in. So we'll have that for you tomorrow. But tonight, we're looking at the slightly bigger picture across the state for Wednesday morning. This is midday Wednesday. So again, this is what I'm thinking. We've got some cold rain, wind-driven rain here in the valley, the lakeshore. A good chunk of our area is still on the rainy side, probably through the morning hours Wednesday. But There will be some wet snow developing back to the west, and that will go all the way into Minnesota and Iowa. And there is going to be some sort of a transition zone where there could be a wintry mix. Not too gung-ho on a lot of like freezing rain potential, but I suspect we're going to have like a line here that's going to be where we quickly go from a cold rain to big wet snowflakes. And that rain-snow line is going to gradually move southeast Wednesday afternoon. How fast it advances is like the wild card right now. We just don't know. So I can't tell you exactly when it's going to switch to snow, but we think at some point it probably will as temperatures cool down just a little bit. Most likely on Wednesday, we could start out around 40 early, and then temperatures will be slowly falling during the course of the day, but still above freezing for a good chunk of the day. This is Wednesday, 6 p.m. Notice how that transition is moving down towards the Fox Valley, but you will hold on to that rain just a little bit longer along the lakeshore, and that's really going to cut down on any significant sizable snowfall totals, we think. But by the end of the event here, we could still have some sloppy snow area-wide. Better chance for some wet, sticky snow north and west of the Fox Valley, 6 o'clock Wednesday evening. And then this is, well, that went by pretty quick, didn't it? But the snow will gradually wind down Wednesday night. So when we wake up Thursday morning, I think most of the precip is done over here in the Michigan, as temperatures will be below freezing here on our Thursday morning. Any slush is likely going to be on the, it's going to freeze back up a little bit. So just be mindful, especially on some of those untreated surfaces. Some of the main roads may be decent, but just keep in mind we'll likely be below freezing on Thursday morning, and any residual slush or snow could cause some slippery issues here. But as we saw today, we had some snow in the area this morning. The sun popped out. Solar radiation really eats away at snow really quick this time of year. So any problems we have Wednesday night and the Thursday morning will quickly ease as far as travel goes with partly cloudy skies Thursday and highs getting back up to around 40 degrees. So we should be in fairly good shape during the day Thursday as time goes on once we get that system out of here. So let's talk about your forecast for tonight, and we'll show you the 7-day and another couple of things coming for maybe next weekend. Tonight we're down into the 20s and teens here. Should be pretty quiet, the wind reasonably light, and this is about where we should be for this time of year. But there will be some clouds coming back in tonight and also tomorrow. As we mentioned, a little bit cooler lakeside, a little bit warmer west of the Fox Cities, and some upper 40s in the North Woods, around 50 in Green Bay. But those winds will be picking up, could be gusting over 30 miles per hour. So here's that 7-day here. Let me pop this up full for you. We've got St. Patrick's Day tomorrow, still pretty quiet on Tuesday. Now Wednesday, we are looking at that rain switching to snow. That high of 40 is going to be early. I think many of us for most of the day may be hanging out somewhere in the 30s here as the rain switches to snow. And again, the wind is going to be an increasing concern by Wednesday afternoon and evening. Could be gusting 30 to 40 plus around here. So it's going to be windy and wet on Wednesday here as the system comes on through. Spring officially begins on Thursday, astronomical spring, 4:01 Central Daylight Time Thursday morning. Thursday is looking like a pretty good day, but again, there could be a few slippery spots in regards to whatever is still frozen from Wednesday night. Notice how we get back down below freezing here. We get back below freezing on Wednesday night, down into the 20s, but back up to 40 on Thursday. 26 Thursday night, 51 on Friday. Clouds will be increasing. It should be pretty quiet overall on Friday. Now, next weekend, Saturday and Sunday, I've got mid-40s and a chance for some rain and some snow. Just looking ahead here, we've got the big, we've got the a lot of Irish festivities happening in New London this week, and the big parade next Saturday, and all that hoopla going on. So there could be some unsettled weather around here next weekend, but you know, it's still iffy. It's clear as mud on Saturday. I've got a 30% chance of rain, maybe a few flakes in there. And also on Sunday, most of Sunday could end up being on the drier side, but late Sunday night into Monday, we may have that better rain or snow chance. So it wouldn't be at all surprised to have some rain or snow around on the following Monday. That would be a week from tomorrow. So that just shows you those little disturbances coming our way over the next week. So the big thing we're watching out this week will be Wednesday into Wednesday night, that rain, the wind, that rain switching to snow, potential travel issues, and then we'll just have some weaker systems by next weekend, but still a little bit on the unsettled side here. So that is where we are headed. I hope you are prepared for the week ahead. We have that system midweek, but nothing we can't handle. We certainly have had a lot worse this time of year, and we'll just see how things go. So that is what we're looking at. Have a great week ahead. Enjoy your St. Patrick's Day, and we'll see you tonight at 10 o'clock with the full forecast on WBAY TV. If not, have a great week.